can tell us what page we were talking about?
Page 27 of the handbook.
Wait, now I, all right. Do you remember what the ERD page is? I guess I'll find it.
Yeah.
133.
That sounds right.
Okay, so here we are looking at page 133.
Yeah.
This is what we looked at earlier. So where the bases for termination that you stated for your recommendation, did you, where do they come in here, if they do?
Yep, under our notes about unacceptable associate behavior and the ethical and honesty issues section, that first bullet discusses dishonest behaviors, and the second bullet discusses falsification of any company record.
Okay, so you, based on what you had learned in your investigation, it was your conclusion that Ms. Vider's conduct violated both of those bullet points.
Correct.
Okay. And when you made the decision to terminate, well, you recommended the termination, but at the time you made the recommendation to terminate, had you ever met Ms. Vider?
I had not.
Did you know at that time, and I'm talking about before you got the phone call from Ms. Vider after the fact, but did you know what her race was?
I did not.
I assume you knew from her name that, or from whatever documentation, that she was female.
I assumed from her name, yes.
Yeah, okay. I just, I realized, well, Kelly is a name that kind of can be often for men or women, but you assume that she, a woman, okay, but you didn't know her race. And did you know anything about any medical conditions that she had, or anything with regard to medical accommodation requests?
I did not.
Okay, that's it for me, for my questioning. Now, Ms. Vider, do you have any questions for Ms. Bobble?
Actually, no. I just had to rephrase something about her, what she said, but I'll wait till the end.
Okay, so no cross. Okay. All right, Mr. Murray, I guess then, Ms. Bobble, thank you for your testimony. I guess that's it for your testimony right now. You're not calling any other witnesses, right?
That's correct.
Okay, so you rest your case?
Yes.
Okay, so at this point, we move into the complainant's rebuttal if she wishes to provide rebuttal testimony. Ms. Vider, do you want to provide additional testimony?
What, can you rephrase that? What is that?
Okay. This is your opportunity to testify again, if you wish, not to repeat anything that you said before, but to clear up or to contradict something perhaps that was said during the respondent's case, well, during Ms. Bobble's testimony. Do you have anything else to say? Okay, let me just note something for you. You are still under oath. Because I already swore you in earlier today, I'm not going to do it again, but as far as you should understand that I consider you still under oath. So you understand that, correct?
Yes.
Okay, so go ahead. What else did you want to add?
Well, I wanted to say that when she was saying about when we got dismissed, I know Adam did give. I do remember talking to Stacy, and I do remember I was waiting. I waited. It did say suspension. He never said termination. That I was fired for that, and he never said that. He said wait until Stacy's answer. I've been waiting. Stacy told me call her back in like 2 weeks, and I waited. I never got an answer. She never got back to me about the end of December, part January, to give me an answer. And they told me Kelly Vider and Hallie Vider, you're fired. It was not from her. It was from the attorney side. They both did determine that, and I never knew the Stacy who determined that. That what kind of hurted me because I talked to the lawyer side on Marcus and telling him, and that's what they told me. We were both fired for that. And Adam never said that. He said you just suspension until further notice.
Okay, so you're saying Adam said at that meeting suspended till further notice?
Yes, and never termination. Yeah, he never talked about termination to me and
Okay,
Hallie.
but you said at least within, I don't remember precisely, I think you said within a few days after that meeting, you got a letter in the mail telling you that you were terminated.
Yeah, that's me calling back after when I was asking Stacy. I've been calling her constantly, and she said until the end. They told me to talk to the Marcus lawyer, and the Marcus lawyer said I had to fire you. And we've been waiting patiently for her answer. She never ever got back to me on that. This recalling this now, I do remember Stacy. I do remember talking to Stacy back then. I do recall that.
Okay, I'm unclear. When did you get, what came first, the letter in the mail or your conversation with Stacy Bobble?
Conversation with Stacy. That came first. Then the letter came later.
What did you talk about during your, so you had been trying to call Stacy, you said, it sounded like, I thought you said you left a few messages for her, and then are you saying she did call you back eventually?
First of all, I had the conversation. She is right. I did discuss about my medical and
No,
about
but
that.
first I just want to clarify, you called her and then left messages and then she finally called you back?
Yes, yes.
Okay. Okay. And you did tell her about your medical conditions.
Yes, that's correct. She did mention that.
And what else was discussed, if anything? Did she confirm for you or inform you that you were terminated?
Nope, she never discussed that. She said, I have to think about it and I'll get back to you. And I never heard from her for about like 2-3 weeks till the end of December. Like I said, till the end of December, part January. That's when I heard back from her. Then she told me, and then the next step, I took it into my own hands because I never heard from her. I went to the Marcus lawyer and asking Marcus, and I explained to him everything what happened. And he said, oh, let me think about it and I'll give you a call within a week to determine my decision. So then that's what his decision was. He fired me and Hallie. And he did say you guys are both fired, but he never used termination at all. It was actually the lawyer decision, not Stacy, because I never heard back from her. I kept on constantly calling her.
But
she
you
didn't.
told me, you've testified that you received a letter in the mail saying
Yeah,
that you
that
were
was
terminated.
yeah, but that was a couple of weeks afterwards until she came on. Until now, that kind of rings into my head.
You're saying you didn't get the letter telling you were terminated for weeks and weeks and weeks?
Yeah, and I was waiting on Stacy, and I was asking Adam and Stacy. I was going back and forth with both of them. And Adam told me to call Stacy. It was her decision. And then the lawyer made the decision for her, saying I was fired, both me and Hallie.
So an attorney, not Mr. Murray, I take it a different attorney? You don't know.
I think it was Mr. Yeah, because that's one who made my decision for me and Hallie. Was not Stacy. He said we both were fired.
You don't remember the name of the attorney you spoke to?
It was Mr. Murray, I think so, but it was a lawyer that representing the
Okay, so
sorry about that, my
you,
English.
all right, I'm gonna stop sharing the screen, by the way. I don't know why I kept that up. All right. So you're saying now, I thought, and the testimony will show for sure, but I thought you had said you got the letter saying that you were terminated I thought you said within a few days or a week of when you had that meeting.
No. We were waiting on Stacy. Then I had to take it to my next step since I didn't hear from Stacy in a couple of weeks. I didn't hear from her, and then I had to take it to the next step to the Marcus lawyer. I do got the name of the Marcus lawyer. I could tell you, I do have his name.
Okay, you're looking at other documents, which you're not really supposed to do unless
I'm
you're
sorry,
asked
sorry,
to
I'm
look at
sorry,
other
sorry.
documents. And, if
Oh,
you
no,
needed to
no.
refresh your recollection,
Okay, sorry.
if you don't have, Mr. Murray, if you don't have any objection,
To
you
refresh
just
your
look,
recollection, no.
okay, so you just looked at a letter to refresh your recollection, is that right? Or you looked at something? Is
Oh,
that correct?
I was looking up
No, just tell me
who
what you did right now. What did you just
oh,
look at now to refresh your recollection? That's fine.
okay, the
I'm
name of
sorry?
the lawyer, who I talked to.
I know. What were you looking at to refresh your recollection about the name of the lawyer?
Oh, on my phone. Sorry about that.
Oh, on your cell phone. Okay.
Yeah.
Um, all right. Next time, I don't know if that's going to happen today. We're almost done here, but if you need to refresh your recollection, you have to tell us that, and then you have to tell us what you look at to refresh. But anyway, you looked at your phone and you found the name of the attorney,
Yes.
and what's the name? It's not Mr. Murray, right? It's a different attorney.
His name is Michael.
Okay. Last name?
The last name I had to look on my phone. I'm so sorry. I just took off my phone. He was Michael. Can I look at my phone again?
Well,
I
you
just had it
can,
at
but
the-
Mr. Murray, you probably could do you know who she's talking about? Do you, or no?
Yeah.
You don't.
I believe she's talking about Josh Welch, and she called our confidential line.
Yes, Josh Ross. So that rings a bell. Yes, that's what I was looking at. Yes, Josh Ross.
Not Michael something?
No. Sorry, I couldn't. The handprint was very small.
Josh what?
Welch.
Welsh, WELSH? Okay. Okay, so anyway, you spoke to you're saying you spoke to Ms. Bobble. She said she'd get back to you, but she didn't, as to the final decision. Then you didn't hear. Then you're saying you called the legal department at Marcus, and then you spoke to this attorney or to somebody named, or an attorney you believe, named Josh Welsh. And then finally he told you, yes, you've been terminated. And then you're saying only then, after all that, did you get a letter in the mail saying, yes, you've been terminated?
Yes. That's when everything happened. Yes. Only the
What do
letter
you
I
mean?
showed.
You didn't show me a letter. Remember that whole issue, but
Okay, on the screen, what I
you
received in the
looked
mail.
at the letter that I think what is now I'm Respondents Exhibit 4, I believe. That action
that's
form,
correct.
the one that said suspension, but then in handwriting, but then it said termination. But you said that what you got didn't have the handwriting?
Yes, that's correct. I did not have that. It's the first time I've seen it from you guys.
Okay. Well, anything else?
Nope, that's all I wanted to clarify
All
that
right.
with you.
All right, Mr. Murray, could
Yes,
you can
please.
do cross. Yes, go ahead.
Thank you. Ms. Vider, let's back this truck up and start over because I think you took a wrong turn. I'd like to start with Respondents Exhibit 1.
Okay, so I will share documents again. Just one moment.
Yes, please.
Sorry, it's a little cumbersome here to have to do.
And let's just
It's so
keep it
much
up
easier
because
in
I'm going to have
person.
a few. Yeah, I know.
Okay, yeah, I'm sorry. It's always a little, that's the one downside, I think, of these video hearings. Okay, so here we are, respondents one, which is Ms. Vider's complaint, actually, the ERD complaint. Let me just move down. Here we go. And it's nice that it's here in the documents, but I guess I don't really, you don't have to offer it in as a document because it is a pleading. It's already part of the record.
I understand.
Yeah, that's fine. Go ahead.
Okay. Let's start with page 2, which is ERD 103.
You know what, though? I'm just going to, in this case, it doesn't hurt anything. When you're done questioning, I am going to ask you to offer it and I'll receive it. Just because then when I put in the record the set of exhibits, it'll just be in there for easy reference. So,
Okay.
okay, go ahead.
Still
I'm
page
sorry.
2, ERD 103. Bottom of the page.
Right. Okay, now I have to go down. There we go.
Okay. Bottom of the page, please.
Should I go down far?
Yes, please.
There we go.
Okay, right there. Ms. Vider, that's your signature, correct?
Yes.
And you signed this on January 10th of 2019, correct?
Yes, that's correct.
Which means you signed it less than a month after the date of your discharge, correct?
Yes, that's correct.
Let's go up to the top of the page. Now, the second paragraph that starts, "My employment was terminated," do you see that?
Yes.
Okay. That's your information, correct?
Yes, that's correct.
And when you filed the complaint on January 10th, 2019, you said, "My employment was terminated on December 11, 2018, correct?
Yes, that's correct.
And you said that on that same date, you were accused of forging a letter on company letterhead, correct?
Yes.
Now, let's skip ahead to Respondents Exhibit 4.
Whoops, sorry. Okay, it's on the screen.
Toward the bottom of the page. All right. Again, Ms. Vider, that is your signature on page ERD 148, correct?
Yes, that's correct.
And you dated it December 11, 2018, correct?
Yes, that's correct.
And at the time you signed and dated it, this document said discipline type termination of employment, didn't it?
Yes, that's correct.
And at the time you signed it, you were given a copy of the letter from Emily Peterson, which Ms. Bobble subsequently determined was fraudulent, correct?
Yes, that's correct.
Oh, wait. At that meeting on December 11th with Adam Levetzo, or December 11th,
December 11th.
you were given a copy
She was shown a copy.
Oh,
of the
shown.
letter.
I thought you said given. Okay,
Shown.
fine. Shown.
I believe I
Okay.
said shown. I meant to say shown. That right?
So you were
Yes, you did.
shown.
Yeah.
You weren't provided with an actual copy to take with you, were you?
No.
You were
But you
just
were
shown.
shown it.
Okay.
Yes. Yes,
And that's why you said, I don't know where this came from. It's not me, correct?
that's correct.
Now, after December 11, 2018, you did call Ms. Bobble at least once to talk about your
Yes.
employment, correct?
Yes.
You also looked at the handbook we talked about earlier to look at who else you could complain to, correct? Respondents Exhibit
Yes.
3.
Yes.
And in that letter, in that handbook, you found an entry for a confidential line, didn't you?
No, I just got it from
You know what?
Adam. Adam's.
Let's look at it. Let's pull up
Okay.
Respondents Exhibit 3. Let's go to page ERD 129. There you go. You see the heading that says Marcus Confidential Line?
Yeah.
And a little further down is a phone number, an 877 phone number. Did you see that?
And by the way, this is
Uh,
page 129. Okay.
Yeah, I see that. Yes.
That's the number you called, isn't it?
Yeah, because I didn't get no response from Stacy.
Well, That's the number you called, right?
Yes, that's correct.
And after you called that number, Josh Welsh called you back, correct?
Yes.
And you again complained about your employment status.
I explained to him what happened, and that's all I did.
Yeah, I understand that, but we got a 30-day window here. December 11, you signed Respondent Exhibit 4. January 10, you signed your complaint, Respondent Exhibit 1, correct?
Yes, yes,
That's
yes,
30 days.
yes.
And at the end of that 30 days, you submitted a complaint to the Department of Workforce Development saying that you were terminated on December 11, correct?
Yes, I did. Yes, and that's when I
Thank
filed
you, I'm
everything.
done.
All right. Any redirect testimony? Anything else you want to say? Ms. Vider.
No, I said all I could.
But we
Okay.
offer Respondents Exhibit 1, by the way.
Oh, right. Okay. So Respondents Exhibit number 1 is, I don't think you would have any objection to that. That is your complaint, Ms. Vider. So I will receive Respondents Exhibit 1 into the record, which it's already part of the record anyway as the complaint. But in any event, just to have a complete record of everything we talked about today, I'm receiving Respondents Exhibit 1, which is the complaint, into the record. All right. So now, Mr. Murray, that would be it then for your rebuttal.
Yes.
Mr. Murray, do you want to submit a case in Sir rebuttal, which would be, of course, Ms. Bobble testifying again?
At this
To
point, I do
respond?
not believe that juice is worth the squeeze.
That's an interesting expression. Okay. So that's a no.
Correct.
Okay. If there's no Sir rebuttal, then that means the testimonial portion of the hearing is over. And why don't, I'm just going to quickly go, I'm going to go off the record for just a moment. Let me stop sharing the document. So here we are again. And by the way, I'm just looking through all the exhibits, Respondents Exhibits 1 through 9, just to check. And it looks like all of them, all of those exhibits, Respondents 1 through Respondents 9, have all been offered and received into evidence. Okay, and let me just go off the record briefly. Oh, I think I started. I think it's recording again. Yes. Okay, back on the record. Yeah, so there isn't going to be any post-hearing briefing, and I guess a transcript isn't going to be ordered or anything like that at this point. So that means the record is complete. So I will be issuing a decision based on the evidence that was received today, that including the testimony and the documents, the exhibits. And so that's it. I will be, when the decision is issued, it'll be sent to both parties, of course, and to counsel. And if there's a change in address by any chance, Ms. Vider, of course, let us know so that any correspondence in this case will get to you. I think that's it then. Is there anything else that the parties want to say or need to say, or any question? No?
I do have one question.
Go ahead.
Adam never got back to me on this one. I mean, if I want to see a movie, like a personal movie by their theater, I never went to their movie theater for 4 years. I mean, it's been like after when I got dismissed, I never saw a movie. He never got back to me if I never can come back on the property. Me or my sister never got back to us.
Do
There's
we
no-
want
Like to see a
There's no prohibition. There's no prohibition on Ms. Vider or Ms. Koch coming to our theater.
All right, I'm not taking this as testimony, but I'm glad to clear, I think it's a good idea to clear this up. So, Mr. Murray, you're saying that then it would be fine for Ms. Vider to and her sister, for that matter, who has her hearing tomorrow, Holly Koch, that they can come and watch a movie at the theater. Are the theaters open? Is the theater open now?
The theater is open,
Okay.
and it would be my personal preference if they would bring all of their siblings and their siblings' close friends. That would be ideal.
Okay.
I always bring them back. I always bring my friends there. I bring the company up when I was there. I brought all my friends, doctors, whoever I know. I just kept on bringing the company up.
Okay.
I was still
All right.
doing that.
Okay. So I'm glad that was clarified for the record. So you know, you can go to that theater. Feel free to go and watch movies there. So, is there anything else? I guess not. All right. So I am going to turn off the recording at this point, but just one moment. So just a minute here. I have to turn this. Wait a sec. It's giving